All right, Notre, thank you very much. USC on a 7-0 run. And Hidalgo, 11 points, no turnovers. Rest of her team, 7 points, 8 turnovers.
You see USC coming out here in a 3-2 quarter court zone defense. The first we've seen that this game.
Prosper surrounded. Able to squeeze a pass down to the corner. De Jesus finds the other corner. Sanchez connects. On a 3. First bucket of the game for Gisela Sanchez. Notre Dame had missed their first 6 3-point attempts. Now they've hit 3 of their last 5. Tied at 21. Dunn leaves it short. Sanchez gets it into the arms of Hidalgo. Transfer out to De Jesus. The floater is good.
A really nice job for Notre Dame settling in against this zone. First you get the open look in the corner, then you attack the paint, get the mid-range look.
Jones loses it. Here's Hidalgo with Prosper to her right. Prosper misses the layup. Good contest by Davidson. Then Prosper throws it away. Both teams have done a poor job protecting the basketball in the early going. Davidson surrounded by bodies, still able to squeeze it in.
She uses her length so well in there. Going to her strong left hand, but kind of floating the finish up above.
Each team has turned it over 8 times. Davidson 6 points.
There you go, USC back to their man-to-man. 0 for 2 in the zone.
Sanchez, not that time. Davidson, strong rebound. Pushing pace again for USC. Davidson had some space to maybe pull up. Didn't take. Has not found her 3-point shot yet this season. Came into this game 3 for 22. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Gets a look here and hits.
And that was a nice, good look. Her feet were set, just a simple catch and fire.
Davidson up to 9 points. She leads USC in scoring. Hidalgo leading Notre Dame. Hidalgo, mid-range, got fouled. Hannah Hidalgo will shoot 2.
Talked about Jazzy Davidson not taking the 3 early in the possession. That was the right decision. You get the penetration and kick. That's an easy look for her to step into.
Davidson leading the team, 15.5 points per game. One of the things that we have seen and observed, and Lindsay Gottlieb has talked about, is the way that Juju Watkins has taken Jazzy under her wing. And we were talking with Juju about that before the game today. Had a nice visit with the USC star, and she said, hey, this is my first year as an upperclassman. She's my freshie. She is the only freshman on this team. And Juju has really leaned into that role of trying to be a mentor for Jazzy, and then also just trying to pour energy into her teammates. She's traveling every game, doing 95% of her rehab with USC's training staff and athletic performance group. So she is around and imbibing her team with positivity.
We saw her during shoot-around today, just as one of the passers as well. I mean, another great job by Hannah Hidalgo. Notre Dame back in their zone defense, and she just continues to be just so disruptive. You'll see it here, just her freedom to roam, and then the corner is the perfect place to try to corral someone. You and I were talking about it in the quarter break. Have we seen a more disruptive defender since Brittany Griner, and the way she could do things defensively in that time since Griner to Hidalgo? I don't know that we have. Did it in very different ways.
Right. Real Shetita hits the jumper. Moore separates, leaves it short. Rebound, taken in by Mendez. Here comes Davidson again. Guarded by Moore, gives it up to Samuels. Samuels fires at it, blocked by Bransford. Hidalgo comes away with it. Moore, three, rims out. Rebound, snared by Samuels off the deflection. Davidson, another try. That one too much on it. Hits Mendez and tilts out of bounds to Notre Dame. Hey, let's take a look at the Charleston Classic bracket. The Low Country bracket. Utah State taking down Tulane. Davidson beating Boston College. Utah State against Davidson Sunday, 9 Eastern on ESPN2.
Got to see Touchdown Jesus in person today. That's walking through
How'd that
campus.
feel for you?
Oh, lovely.
Nice.
I like 3-point Jesus when we're going to a basketball game.
That might be the name for Steph Curry, speaking of Davidson.
Yes.
De Jesus, right on cue. The Lord has spoken. .28 all. De Jesus has 8 points, 2 of 4 from 3. Smith turning, twisting, and finishing.
That's what I was talking about earlier in this game, is her ability to just post up on the block, using her size and strength. I'm a little surprised that she's remained the primary defender on Hidalgo, considering she has those 2 fouls.
They dump it in, knocked out of bounds by Iwuchukwu. Stays here with Notre Dame, tightly played first half. USC shooting at 52% from the floor. De Jesus. Was trying the no look on the interior to Coles, but overthrew her, and Notre Dame turns it over for a ninth time. Smith, another great pass. Samuels connects.
And not only the great pass, Ryan, but to know where to look when she caught the ball there, that the weak side wing was probably what was going to be open.
So Lindsey Gottlieb was talking to us about Kennedy Smith is such a great plug-and-play player, surrounded by other talent. Doesn't matter, she doesn't need the ball. She makes plays like that because she has an awareness like that. As that's knocked away and ends up with Davidson. Done on the deflection. Neither team is led by more than 6 at any point as Davidson has it taken away. More off the steal. Hidalgo gets the step, the dish, De Jesus. Again! Her third 3 of the half.
Turnover once again for USC, and it leads to a great look for Notre Dame going the other way.
USC a 2-point lead on Notre Dame. 1 minute to go. Under a minute 45 seconds remaining as that's thrown out of bounds, and another turnover. 10 turnovers apiece from USC and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame gets the turnover one way and then pushes the other way. Smith took a minute to get up from the floor, trailing the play, and De Jesus just with a great look at it from the left wing.
De Jesus, grad transfer from Duke. Had a career-high 22 points in her Irish debut against Fairleigh Dickinson back on November 5th. Hidalgo, no. Rebound Mendez. She takes it across. Hidalgo harassing. And a travel. Again, Davidson and USC going too early in the shot clock for a final possession of a quarter. And this time, they turn it over for an 11th time.
Just a young mistake.
Yep.
That's just a young freshman mistake.
So now Notre Dame can hold for a final shot here. Hidalgo, 5 seconds, gives it up. Prosper rumbles in, leaves it short. And that'll do it for the first half. Neither team led by more than 6 at any point. It's USC by 2 after 2 quarters of play. Take a look at the production from the Stars. Jazzy Davidson, 9 points, 3 steals. Hannah Hidalgo with 13 points. The rest of the team just with 18. We're going to send things now to the Jeep Halftime Report. Elle Duncan and Andrea Carter. Take it away, friends.
Thank you, Ryan Rucco.
You are watching ESPN's Feast Week presented by Lowe's. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. Getting ready to start the second half. And USC a 33-31 lead over Notre Dame. So we welcome you courtside once again. Ryan Rucco alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. Tightly played first half. A lot of turnovers, but a lot of excitement as well. And Jazzy Davidson and Hannah Hidalgo both playing like the stars they are on both ends.
Yeah, Jazzy Davidson kind of giving us a taste of what she can do, in particular on the offensive end of the floor. She's been so good at working the baseline in terms of her dribble penetration. We saw her go right, go left, finish that way. She was also able to step outside, finally got an easy look at a 3, stepped into it with confidence. And then Hannah Hidalgo has been giving us taste for the last 2+ years of what she can do to be impactful. Not only offensively when she can get her shot going, get going to the rim, but just how incredibly disruptive she is on the defensive end of the floor.
We heard Treya pointed out at the half as well. No turnovers from Hidalgo. Notre Dame turned it over 10 times. USC 11. Take a look at our game summary. See the points off of turnovers. Notre Dame 7th in Division I this season, averaging about 34 per game. As Hidalgo gets free on the putback and lays it in.
Really smart job by Hidalgo. You saw her as soon as the offensive move was being made to just kind of sprint in from the top of the key in case that board was there.
Catch and fire 3 is good. Dunn able to bury it. USC 5 of 10 from 3-point range. 5 ties, 6 lead changes in this game. Notre Dame ranked 24th in the country. USC 11th. Sanchez scoots through traffic to hook it in.
Sanchez has been impressive here early in this third quarter.
Samuels. Smith turns, can't hit. Prosper the rebound. Hassan Prosper. Hidalgo to the corner. De Jesus around and off. Smith the rebound. De Jesus hit 3 threes in the first half. Came into this game struggling, as we were Drea detailed the half. Had been 0 for 11 from 3 over the last 2 games, as Hidalgo is going to get called for the foul here.
If an itty bitty is going to offensive rebound, then we're going to replay it here, Ryan Rucco. Look where Hannah Hidalgo was when the shot goes up. As soon as the move is starting to be made, she just read the ball beautifully off the rim and was able to go in and corral.
Like a little running back finding the hole.
There you go.
Davidson 4 to shoot. Gives it up. Dunn another 3 is good. 2 threes out of the gates in this third for Cara Dunn, the Georgia Tech transfer.
Lindsey Gottlieb was telling us this morning that was one of the big keys for her team, was to start shooting the 3-ball better. So we've got good shooters, we just haven't been making the shots.
And Yale Ivy said we have got to contain their guard play. You saw those numbers on Dunn. 3 for 3 from 3. Samuels also has been good, 9 points, 2 of 3 from downtown. Davidson will fire, back iron it off. Hidalgo the board, her 5th. Bransford the crossover in traffic, can't force it in.
Again, outstanding job by USC on the defensive glass.
Davidson with Hidalgo lurking, goes all the way to the cup.
She did a really nice job of using her frame to shield herself from getting her shot blocked.
11 points for Jazzy Davidson. Here's Hidalgo. De Jesus directing traffic. USC has matched its largest lead. It is 6. Hidalgo, a bomb. No.
It's a good defense by Kennedy Smith to make Hidalgo catch it so deep.
Smith gets the step to the corner. Davidson can't get it to go. Put back is stripped by Hidalgo. Another chance is good. And Smith has given USC the largest lead of the game. It's up to 8. Timeout, Notre Dame.
Jazzy Davidson, so good when she can get out in the open floor, out in transition, head up, wiggling her way down the floor and then using her frame to absorb the contact and finish. And Kennedy Smith the other way, just being relentless on the offensive glass.
All right. Well, let's get to know Jazzy Davidson a little bit. Hometown, Clackamas, Oregon. Led her high school team to its first ever state title. 4 times was the Gatorade Oregon High School Player of the Year. The #1 recruit in the nation, according to SC Next 100. And helped lead the U19 USA team to a World Cup gold medal. And you see, so far, some really productive games. A few that weren't so much, but a good start out of the gates for the freshman.
Yeah, without question, and she's really finding her way. She had the game winner against NC State, got in early foul trouble and struggled a bit against South Carolina. And just how different it would be for her if Juju Watkins was playing. You know, you wouldn't have one of the best perimeter defenders on your team guarding you every possession.
Well, and next year, USC has Sanaya Hall coming, the #1 recruit in the nation. Plus, you get Juju back from injury. Could be a seriously stacked USC team.
Just think about that backcourt.
Yeah. Nice look from De Jesus, having a nice night as Coles lays it in. Yeah, you have the #1 recruit in the nation, 3 of 4 years picking USC. Don can't hook it in on the reverse side, but is fouled and will shoot 2. Hey, here's our Saturday SEC on ABC College Football Tripleheader. #8 Oklahoma hosts #22 Missouri at noon Eastern. Then the 17th ranked Texas Longhorns host Arkansas. We cap the day with #20 Tennessee and Florida in the Swamp. Each game also available on the all-new ESPN app.
Let me ask you a question.
All right.
Look out and survey the landscape in front of us. How do you feel about the new rule that allows players to be untucked?
You know what? I gotta tell you, I'm not, I'm not a crotchety old man who gets angry about things.
You're a crotchety young man.
Yeah. No, I usually, I like bat flips, I like celebrating in homers. I don't like the jerseys untucked.
I hate it.
Yeah, I don't think it looks
sloppy.
good. D?
As a referee, it is the greatest rule change ever.
Okay, why?
Because
That's
it
great
was
to know.
maddening. It was maddening. You'd ask them to tuck it in, then it would come untucked. Then you had to ask them to tuck it in again. Then it was just maddening. It was a fabulous rule as the officials.
Okay, so you're saying just from an actual tangibility standpoint,
Absolutely.
the jerseys just become untucked so often.
And sometimes tall players had short jerseys, and it just was disruptive to the officials.
Okay.
We love the rule change.
See, I like that. I was going aesthetics, you're going
I
practicality.
know, and I like aesthetics, trust
Yeah.
me. But
With all due respect, do we really care about making the officials' lives easier? Look at this. It would look better if they were all tucked in, everybody.
I can't help you.
Championships Tuesday, they'll be on our air December 2nd. The The defending champs on ESPN2 and ESPN app. Number 1 UConn returning to Tampa, where they won that 12th national championship in April. They'll take on USF. Coverage begins 5 Eastern. How about Sarah Strong this season getting it done on both ends of the floor?
She leads UConn in scoring, rebounding, assists, steals, blocks.
Here's Prosper off the steal. Prosper to the rim. Lays it in.
That's what Notre Dame needs to do, is to try to turn USC over again, get easy looks going the other way, cut into this deficit.
London Jones giving it up to Davidson. Dunn comes with a screen. Davidson. Dunn. Another for Cara Dunn. Now 4 for 4 from 3, and that one was well contested. Three years at Georgia Tech, 2-time All-ACC. Sanchez dumping it in, and a foul.
Just see the attention that Jazzy Davidson's getting, but she gets the ball over to Dunn and just smoothly hits that one.
Season high in points and threes made for Cara Dunn.
This last possession, Michaela Coles was working. Balea Coles was working so hard posting up inside.
Hidalgo couldn't quite pop that one in. De Jesus comes up with a steal. Hidalgo pounds it inside. Got grabbed by Jones. And Hannah Hidalgo is going to shoot too.
She's just so deadly, Ryan, that she can go towards, with her strong right hand towards the basket so quick.
They were talking with Neil Ivey about Hannah Hidalgo and the different performances of late, right? She has the 44-point, 16-steal game, and then against Michigan, where she saw just remarkable defensive attention, terrific game plan. She goes 4 for 21 from the floor, 0 of 8 from 3. But Neil said, this is what's amazing about Hannah, her work this week, how driven she is. She said she's just so competitive that I know when she has a game like that, the next one, she's coming out and going to perform better.
Yeah, and at some point she is going to find her efficiency from the three-point line. Shot 40% from 3 a season ago, has been struggling so far this year from deep.
Dunn putting it down in traffic, and Prosper was all over it. Tie up, possession arrow stays with USC. Fun seeing Lindsey Gottlieb's son Jordan at shoot around today. He was just getting to shoot with Juju Watkins, work on one end with her. No big deal, you know. Said some of Jordan's friends went as Juju on Halloween, but for him, no big deal. Nice play defensively by Coles. Opportunity for Notre Dame. Cut a little closer. Bransford has it taken away by Smith. Kennedy Smith stops, turns, and is fouled hard by Hidalgo. And Kennedy Smith is going to shoot too. Now you have a busy weekend.
I do.
Because you are headed out west for the draft lottery Sunday, 6:30 Eastern on ESPN. You, Malika, and Jeanette?
Yes, the
All
three
right.
of us will be in studio. Excited for that.
Here's the most fascinating part, I think, of the draft lottery here.
Let's hear it.
Minnesota has the second best odds to get the number 1 pick because of their shrewd trades with Chicago. They could get the number 1 pick. Speaking of WNBA stars, Skylar Diggins-Smith and Kalia Copper, both in the building. Erica Wheeler, too?
Yes.
But, I mean, can you imagine Minnesota,
No.
who's had the best record in the league last year, was a whisper away from a finals championship year before, getting the number 1 pick?
Be incredible. And Dallas has the best chance to get the number 1 pick for the second year in a row.
Right, could you reunite AZ and Paige if they do get that first pick.
Yeah. Right now, I do think AZ Fudd is the favorite to be the #1 pick in the draft if she continues to perform the way she has since the Final Four a year ago and the early part of this season as well.
You expect Flaugier, Olivia Miles, Lauren Betts, AZ, all to be lottery picks. Foul here. Call against Prosper. Here are some of your top prospects. I know you've watched some of Awafam from Spain too, and she's very impressive.
She's very impressive, and she's only, I think, 19 years old, just 6'4", long athlete. Her upside is incredible. Not be surprised at all to see her taken in the top 2 or 3.
Deep position from Dunn. She's shown it on the exterior, now getting it done inside. Largest lead for USC. It's 11. Mid-range jumper, no. Here comes Jones trying to evade Hidalgo. Looks like she double dribbled twice.
Because I think she double dribbled before that, didn't she?
She did, D? Yeah.
Good.
All right, D, let's see it.
Let's see, here we go.
She, right there.
Right there's one.
Yeah.
And then my fourth quarter got the second one right there. There we go.
You know what? With all due respect and in fairness, all of us would double dribble multiple times if Hannah Hidalgo was our defender.
Hidalgo.
Jump up.
It's tied up, yeah.
No, I'm enjoying very much when Dee Kanter gets to sit right next to us, because every call that's made, she either nods her head. Actually, most of the time it's nodding her head. On occasion, shakes her head like no. But, you know, it's, I don't even know if you know you're doing it, Dee.
I know, I'm trying to be a stoic. It's very difficult for me to be stoic, I have to admit.
Well, 41 years out there.
I'm still there.
Yeah.
I can't help myself.
Feels like this crew has done a nice job so far tonight.
Absolutely. They're very consistent. That word that we absolutely abhor as officials, that coaches use all too often, but I think this crew's doing an outstanding job.
Don't you love the, well, if you call it down there, you got to call it
I know.
over.
And they compare the proverbial apples and oranges, but I didn't say that.
Dee Kanter, our rules analyst, joining us this year after 26 Final Fours officiating. Nice take on the run there from Ayana Moore, the Vanderbilt transfer. Second team All-SEC a couple of seasons ago at Vandy.
Hannah Hidalgo on this possession a couple of times has fought to front Smith so that she couldn't catch a ball in the post.
This is how Notre Dame generates offense. De Jesus lays it in off the 15th USC turnover. A little juice in the arena. Notre Dame trying to create some life headed to the fourth. Samuels, 4 to shoot, under pressure. Hidalgo the takeaway. Hidalgo in the clear. A 6-0 burst to finish the third and give Notre Dame life into the fourth.
If you're trying to have the last possession of the game, you don't bring Hannah Hidalgo's player up to set the screen. Why? Because she can do this. Works magic going D to O. This is my question. So my college-age student still sends me 6, 7 memes and stuff, but my youngest, my 15-year-old says no more.
She's over it?
Yeah, she said that everyone should be over it.
These crowds are still reacting in every arena.
Yeah, they
though,
are.
To the,
they are.
It's-
If one of the teams here can get to that score, we'll see.
Don't you feel like at some point in the future there's going to be an examination of this? And people are going to wonder just how and why. Davidson trying to get it back, could not. De Jesus threw it off her. And Notre Dame picks up right where they left off at the end of the third when they went on that little 6-0 run.
Just incredible energy that time defensively by Notre Dame and coming out, and Jesus getting to the ball and throwing it right off Davidson. When they were in the open floor, I think Bransford actually grabbed a handful of Davidson's jersey, and maybe if it was tucked in and would have come untucked, the officials may have seen it.
Oh, there you go. See, so now you're bringing tangibility back instead of just aesthetics.
Yeah.
It really doesn't look good. Here's Hidalgo. Giving it up. Bransford traveled. A lot of turnovers in this game. USC with 17. Notre Dame with 15. Davidson will check out. Kennedy Smith, no, check that. Davidson just communicating something to Kennedy Smith. Here's Davidson. Has 11 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals as well. Davidson elevating, leaves it short, followed it up, but Bransford able to control it. And then Bransford foul by Samuels in the backcourt. And you can catch Notre Dame's next game Monday night on ACC Network. They host Central Michigan from right here at the Joyce Center at 9 Eastern. You can always watch it on the all-new ESPN app. That is the game that our good friend Carolyn Peck will be doing. We just saw her earlier tonight. Samuels off the steal. First turnover of the game for Hidalgo. Notre Dame trailed by 11 late in that third. It's 5 right now. Dunn has had a big night, 17 points, 4 of 4 from 3. Smith, great touch pass. Samuels can't hit. Smith the rebound and it knocked away by Bransford. Hidalgo running the break. De Jesus got it to her too late, inaccurately as well. She was wide open in the corner and Hidalgo just waited too long to get it to her. And then threw it low. Sanchez flings it out to De Jesus, 4 to shoot. De Jesus gives it up. Sanchez in and out. Davidson thought about the 3. Dunn will fire. In and out. First miss of the day from 3 for Cara Dunn. 7:45 to go in the fourth quarter. First meeting between these teams in South Bend since 2005. Notre Dame leads the all-time series 9-2. They won out west last year against USC. Foul here against USC.
And you saw 3 on-ball screens by the Fighting Irish and 3 really hard hedges by USC. Notre Dame handled them really well, and that's one area that they struggled against Michigan. And Neil Ivey told us they worked on that a lot over the course of this past week, and that was a good example of it. They're just handling that kind of pressure much better than they did a week ago.
Hannah Hidalgo getting a breather.
How long do you think this breather's
Not long?
be? Yeah.
Yeah. De Jesus gives it up. Prosper over to Bransford. Long 2 is good. And it's a 1-possession game.
Again, handling the hard hedge well on the right side of the floor, moving the ball to the left side, and you get a nice open look for Bransford.
51-48, USC in front. 7 minutes to go in the fourth. Iwuchukwu gives it up. Smith the 3, back iron and off. Bransford, great box out. Bransford running the floor, low pass. Moore digs it up. Moore on the drive, can't get it to twist in. Offensive rebound underneath. Bransford muscles it around and home. An extended 10-0 run, and now the students really into it. Smith pedaling through traffic and gets the whistle.
Kicker Bransford has a terrific frame, and you see her strength here, the pump fake. That is a tough finish into some contact. And that went through. She looked really, really good in their last game against Michigan. Kind of eager to see her game continue to develop after a year off a season ago because of injury. A little bit quiet here tonight, but I think this is a young woman who has a really bright future in the pro game.
That point right there, the first USC point in more than 6 minutes. Meanwhile, you know, to your point about KK, BL Ivy was just raving about her leadership to us. How smart she is, how hard she works, the way she understands their system. De Jesus on the attack, had it stripped. Davidson ends up with it. Jazzy Davidson trying to wiggle through traffic, could not. Hidalgo ends up with it for Notre Dame. A chance to tie. Hidalgo off to De Jesus. Short and out of bounds on the three. Under 5.5 minutes to go. Smith behind the back. Little floater short. Coles the rebound. Back into the arms of Hidalgo. The rest was brief. Bransford rumbling inside. Gets the whistle. Decided to go 1-on-4. And able to get to the line.
You've seen that now, though, on both ends of the floor. I thought Kennedy Smith on one end would kind of force the look and, you know, went one-on-one into a tough shot. And then here, Bransford's going to get to the free throw line, but maybe not the best decision to attack there.
What a turnaround, though, here for Notre Dame. The end of the third felt like USC had all the momentum, built an 11-point lead, and then just in the final minute, Notre Dame able to force a couple of turnovers, go on a 6-0 run to end the quarter, and then cut it further down here at the beginning of the fourth. 2 missed free throws there, though. Notre Dame has not led since it was 23-21. Mendez. Davidson a three. No.
USC took 20 seconds to get their players into the right position to run their set. Lindsey Gottlieb was doing everything she could on the sideline to orchestrate, letting them know where to be.
De Jesus giving it up. Prosper dives in. Tie game. A 12-1 Notre Dame run, and this game is square at 52.
Notre Dame has locked it down on the defensive end of the floor, gotten the stops they needed, and then using their muscle to tie up this game.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Fun game has emerged here at Purcell Pavilion. Tied at 52. Tied for the first time since it was 28 all. USC had an 11-point lead with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, but Notre Dame put on the pressure defensively, went on a little 6-0 run at the end of the quarter, and They have kept the clamps on here in the fourth. They have held USC to a single point in this fourth quarter. Both teams have had a tough time scoring. Knocked away. Davidson spins back to it. Dunn has been hot all game. Midi is good. Kara Dunn with 19 points. She's 7 of 10 from the floor.
Certainly making something out of nothing there, because Notre Dame's defense was very good, preventing USC from making the passes they wanted to make, preventing them from switching sides of the floor.
To the corner. Prosper back out. Hidalgo just 1 of 6 from 3. Does have 18 points. DeJesus fakes, leans, no. Rebound, Bransford, yes!
Jazzy Davidson actually had pretty good position, but Bransford just used her strength to overpower and corral that old board.
Tied at 54. Hidalgo picks the pocket again. Hidalgo gives Notre Dame the lead.
The activity on Hannah Hidalgo's feet and hands that last possession, and here she goes again.
First lead since it was 23-21. As Hidalgo will pick up the foul there after her 5th steal of the night.
I mean, just watch her hands, watch her feet. She's just moving, moving, moving. It's almost like she's doing a defensive drill and then gets around the world and pokes it free. You can almost see the look on her face, Ryan, like, I am about to steal this basketball.
20 points, 7 rebounds, 5 steals for Hidalgo. Notre Dame trying to come up with a big win. Smith denied, stays right here, 12 to shoot. Davidson, guarded by DeJesus, 6 to shoot. Davidson knocked away. Bransford on the steal, finds Hidalgo, can't finish. Bransford saves it. Bransford gets fouled by Davidson, and KK Bransford is going to the line.
For most of this game, USC has done a really good job on the defensive glass, boxing out, getting those rebounds, but Notre Dame has come alive here recently, especially KK Bransford, getting the second opportunities for her team.
Up to 9 boards for Notre Dame compared to USC's 4. Trojans have turned it over now 20 times in this game. Notre Dame entered this game 11th in the nation in turnovers forced, 5th in steals, 7th in points off turnovers.
Jazzy Davidson has 8 of USC's turnovers, and that's one area of her game that has to grow and mature, is her decision-making at times, especially those cross-court left-handed fling passes. We've seen a couple of those picked off here today.
Now, Dee, do we know what the officials were just looking at there?
Actually, Joe Vassillo just came over and told me they're just making sure on the called foul that the ball did not enter the basket. They got a little confused. I think the second shot went in that was after the initial foul, but they're just making sure. And it's a new rule change this year. You can go and check that.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Dee.
The officials never used to come over and just talk to you and
Exactly.
me. They come over and like, are you still in the fraternity slash sorority of officials?
After 40 years, you have
Permanent
lifetime membership.
residence? Yeah.
Lifetime membership.
Just wait until you start correcting them more. You might get kicked out.
See, that's our first shot that misses. They just wanted to make sure that didn't. They got a little confused. What
Yeah, the foul was on the Bransford attempt, not the Coles attempt.
Exactly.
Thank you, Dee.
You're welcome.
So
And thank you,
Bransford.
Joe Vassillo.
Yeah, thank you, Joe Vassillo, indeed. Bransford having a big fourth quarter, as you said, Rebecca. 6 points, 3 for 3 from the floor, 4 rebounds. And now at the line, where she just missed 2 free throws and misses another. Bransford 70% on the season. but has missed 3 in a row here in this fourth. Got that one. Meanwhile, USC has been held to just 3 points in this fourth quarter. Notre Dame on an extended 17-3 run dating back to the end of the third. Davidson will fire and hit. Tie game at 57.
Huge shot for Jazzy Davidson, especially considering, you know, she's struggled to hit from 3.
Had been 1 of 7 tonight, and has struggled all season thus far. 3 for 22 entering this game. Big one there to tie it. Hidalgo bounces, Coles kicks, Prosper digs it up. 7 to shoot. Davidson there. Bransford rumbles in. Davidson with the block. What a rejection from Jazzy Davidson. And now USC can go in front. Dunn spinning, taking, and hitting. Kara Dunn with 21 points. USC back in front by 2. Timeout Notre Dame.
We've talked about the flashes that we have seen from the #1 freshman in the country, Jazzy Davidson, a huge one, stepping in with confidence to tie up the game, and then you see her in the middle of the floor, just coming over, help side defense, getting active and involved. I mean, she was all over the floor on that defensive possession. And Dunn, that's a tough fadeaway there against the big to give USC the lead. But wow, you saw on that one defensive possession, Jazzy Davidson was everywhere. Great help side D.
Davidson and Dunn leading the way for USC. Davidson with 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. Dunn with 21 points, 8 of 11 from the floor, 4 of 5 from 3, 5 rebounds. Now Notre Dame basketball, 1 timeout remaining. They have the possession arrow and a couple of fouls to give. USC without a foul to give. They have 2 timeouts remaining. 1:33 on the game clock, and it's USC leading by 2. You know, even just the confidence of Davidson to take that 3 after the way she has struggled shooting the basketball.
That's one of the things we've seen with her this season, though. She's had times where she's struggled in NC State, for example, in the first half, and then she was able to kind of take over in the third quarter. She does not let struggles affect how she plays within a game.
See where Notre Dame goes on this offensive possession, down 2. Hidalgo gets around Smith. Big screen from Coles in the corner. Prosper can't hit the 3. Wow, Kennedy Smith just took a shot on that screen and a foul in the backcourt against Notre Dame. Kennedy Smith still a little shaken up.
I'm still shaken up from watching that. Holy cow, the amount of contact.
Bang.
That was an illegal screen to me.
What do you think, D?
By rule, you have to have 2 strides. Yeah, that's a judgment on that. Did you have 2 strides before contact on that screen?
Gotcha. Smith twisting, can't finish it. Bransford the rebound. Under a minute to go, Notre Dame ball, down 2. Hidalgo guarded by Smith, the crossover through the lane, the shovel, and the layup for Bransford. Tie game at 59.
Hannah Hidalgo handled that beautifully. Just navigating the defensive attention she was getting deep into the paint and making the right decision. Screen comes, defense comes, she draws 2 help side defenders, and then Bransford cuts beautifully to the basket. Hidalgo delivers it.
Tied at 59 with 38.8 to go. USC basketball. Rebecca, you talked about it. We've seen Jazzy Davidson come through in a big spot earlier this season, November 9th, trailing by 1 against NC State.
Very little time on the clock, and a beautifully drawn up play by Lindsey Gottlieb. You got the defense switching, the cut to the basket. We've seen the freshman hit one game winner. Is that where Lindsey Gottlieb will look here?
Terrific play drawn up by Lindsey Gottlieb for that go-ahead bucket.
A lot more time left on the clock here than there was in that game.
Just under 9-second difference, game and shot clock. Tied at 59. Here in South Bend, Samuels looking for Davidson. Hawked by Hidalgo. Davidson gives it up to Dunn, who's had a big night. Smith now dumps it in. Davidson misses the layup. Great design, just could not finish it. And now Notre Dame will take a timeout. What a beautiful play.
Another beautifully executed or drawn up play by Lindsey Gottlieb. You run the Iverson cut. Know that Notre Dame has been fighting over, so you know you can get the curl and the good look at the basket. Just a great look. A great look. You see the Iverson cut by Davidson over the top. You know the defense is going to trail. She gets that beautiful look. You just can't get it to drop.
Now, D, they can't advance this on the timeout because of that pass, right?
Absolutely not. They passed the ball, then asked for the timeout. Had she asked for the timeout off the rebound? Yes. And the officials made it very evidently clear when they got the ball, they were like, spot down here. Okay. So they've got the length of the court to go.
Thank you, D. All right, Rebecca, tied at 59, 18 seconds remaining. We've seen Notre Dame in these spots. Feels like every game we do here.
But it's usually Olivia Miles that they had gone to in the past few years. But you would imagine Hannah Hidalgo with a touch. KK Bransford has been so good in these moments here in this game.
Notre Dame wants to obviously hold for a final shot here.
You have to hold for the last shot.
Bransford gets it into Hidalgo. Here we go. Tied at 59. 12 seconds remaining. Crowd on its feet at Purcell Pavilion. 7 seconds. Hidalgo with 3. The pull-up. You bet! Hannah Hidalgo, a stone-cold killer in South Bend. 1.9 to go. USC uses a timeout.
You can send a ball screen. She's going to reject and go the other way. Just so good at creating for herself. Kennedy Smith is right there. Is contesting her hand in the air. Hannah Hidalgo just has a way of getting her shot off, meeting the moment. That's a tough look.
That's a great contest from Kennedy Smith. There's an incredible make from Hidalgo. And Hidalgo fired up. Gives Notre Dame the 2-point lead, but USC still with time. They advance it, and we have seen already multiple times this season the effective plays Lindsey Gottlieb has drawn up in these spots.
Yeah, she's got a lot of really good sets from the sideline inbounds with this amount of time left. You know, it's easily time to catch and shoot, try to get something going towards the rim, especially if you know the defense is switching.
Smith to inbound. 1.9 remaining, Notre Dame by 2. Smith deflected, Prosper has it, and that will do it. Notre Dame comes back to take down USC. 61-59, the final.
a great defensive stand on this last possession. Hassan Prosper, just a phenomenal job when there's this little time left on the clock, getting fingertips on the basketball, getting the clock started so that USC cannot run their play and ensuring that Hidalgo's last shot was indeed the game winner.